Good afternoon, foodies. Welcome to Foodies Live. I'm Beth Cochran.
I'm Jeff Jones.
And we're streaming live from the Sub-Zero Wolf Kitchens in Scottsdale, Arizona. And in the kitchen, we're joined by Chef Josh Hebert from Posh Restaurant. And he's going to be demonstrating some interesting twists on some gourmet burgers. And he's actually cooking with some
American-style Kobe beef?
American-style Kobe beef from Imperial Ground. So we'll put a link to those burgers in our website and Facebook, so you can find out where they're sold and everything like that. And if you have any questions, please hit us up in the chat room or on Twitter at Foodies Live. And I have to give a quick shout out to one of our Facebook fans who last week won the contest. He spotted the football in the kitchen, Brian Keith Neal. So thanks for watching and posting on Facebook. And without further ado, I'll turn it over to Chef Josh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today. As you see here, we have all natural Imperial Gourmet ground beef to make great burgers of. You see all these ingredients in front of me? It's probably likely that we don't need them because we're using an amazing ground beef. How many people out there are familiar with Kobe beef? Have you heard it's like the most expensive thing in the world? It's this rare form of beef from Japan. Well, let's start in the prefecture of Kobe. The word prefecture in Japan is similar to county. So historically in the county of Kobe in Japan, they've raised cattle a slightly different way. As in many cases with the Japanese, they're looking for purity of flavor and absolute perfection. So how Kobe beef originated was a way to create healthy fats, monounsaturated fats within the meat. And since fat equals flavor, they wanted a way to evenly distribute the meat and make a rich, incredibly flavored, and incredibly marbled beef product. Well, over the last 100 years in America, we've learned a lot about food and techniques, whether it be farming or feeding or raising cattle, and we've taken some of those concepts and started making beef in America. Imperial Gourmet is based out of Blair, Nebraska, and they've made a burger product that you can use and you can find Fry's, Safeway. Go in, buy a box, sit back with a couple friends, and we're gonna show you how to make quick, simple, amazingly flavored burgers. Once again, when you get Nebraska corn-fed beef, when you get a lot of American beef, it's loaded with saturated fats, which anything in moderation isn't that bad, folks. But if you want to have a burger twice a week, why not lean toward the highly flavored Kobe beef with monounsaturated fats, the kind that are good for you, the kind that lower your cholesterol level and not raise it. So today we've got an array of ingredients and we can show you how to make a traditional burger. We can show you a couple of creative toppings. But really it's about the product today. Really it's about this burger and how amazingly flavored and creamy tasting it is. It doesn't taste oily, it doesn't taste bloody. What it is it's this amazing, very hard to describe, but creaminess in the fat content. And that creaminess is kind of what helps create the unique flavor of Kobe beef and American Kobe beef. So what we've got here are these great burgers. They come in two sizes. You can have a 3-pack of the large burgers, and then you can have sliders if you want to have some friends over. Now we've got a grill here. We've preheated it for about 20 minutes or so. And we can start with the larger burger and just drop it right on the grill. I rubbed a little oil on it about a half an hour ago just because I wanted to make sure my grill was clean. You don't need to add oil with these Kobe burgers because they're rich enough and they have that great Kobe fat, that great monounsaturated fat where you don't need it. It should not stick to your grill. If it does, clean your grill before you use it, guys, because it ain't the burger's fault. All right, now another thing that's really important about eating burgers, especially burgers that are nice and rich and sweet and have great meat, is you don't want them dripping all over the place. That's all the flavor. So it's important to pick a good bun to support a good burger. You can have the best burger in the world, but if it's just a mess of a bun, everyone's just eating it with a fork or a spoon. So we're gonna cook these great things up, medium, perfect, all right? We don't wanna take these to well done. We're kind of cooking all the fats out of them. I mean, you could well done if you like, but medium is a great suggestion. Rich, sweet fats and meats. We have a couple different buns here. We have a traditional potato bun, which is really nice. We have a big kind of ciabatta bun with a little cheese melted on it. Yum. And then we've got some dinner rolls for our sliders, which I like because we all know what we do with dinner rolls when we eat. We soak up our gravy and soak up our sauce. So we know these are going to soak up all those great flavors and help make our experience a little bit better. So we're gonna load these up, get several of them cooking, and invite a bunch of friends over, right? All these people who are watching me, everybody can smell this. There's a big difference. Rich, sweet. We want to salt these as well when we're done with them, guys. If you're throwing something on the grill, and all chefs have different opinions of this, a lot of people say, well, sprinkle it with salt and pepper and throw them on the grill. It's like, yeah, as soon as they hit the grill, half the salt's coming off. And you want salt to help extend the flavor. You don't want to cover them in salt. Salt's not a flavor, it's a flavor enhancer. So let's make sure that while we're cooking, we're seasoning when we're done. We don't want to forget to do that. If you want to make those fancy little lines, you give it about a quarter turn each way.
We got our first question, Chef.
Yes, sir.
Someone in the chat room wants to know, what's the difference between whether you put the burger on thawed or frozen?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know what? The manufacturer's instructions do say, go ahead and throw them on frozen. That will help you create, almost makes it, I think the term idiot-proof isn't the right thing, but it helps cook from the outside in at an even pace with a high heat so that you can get that nice medium really easily. It's a great way to make amateurs have a simpler time getting to medium. Pressing and touching and playing with your temperatures and even looking at a stopwatch when you're dealing with ground meat doesn't work very well.
Oh.
But I think if you go with about 3 to 4 minutes per side on these burgers, on a medium heat, uncovered, you should be pretty close. Again, guesstimate, I don't know exactly how high your grill is working at any given time, but that's probably a safe way to take it. Now,
it's good to know.
Great guidelines.
Yeah, I mean, like anything else, I have no idea how hot or cold your grill actually is, but if I were a guessing man, I would say that's the most consistent advice to go for. And if you're gonna make this a part of your weekly regime, throw it on the table pretty often, you're gonna know that if the first time it's a little short, next time you add a minute per side and everyone's gonna be happy.
All right.
So the first thing I think that would be best to start off with these burgers, when we were kind of deciding how we should cook them and what we should do with them, is to keep them simple. I'm not gonna do too much because again, the benefit to this is the incredibly clean, flavored fats on these. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a potato roll here, set it aside, and just let it get a little bit of char on it. And I'm only gonna serve it with stuff on the side. If your friends wanna doctor it up, they can do that, that's fine. We're gonna go pretty simple. I'm not even gonna put this stuff on the burger. I'm gonna let you slather it on if you like. I know I would eat mine plain. There we go. So we got a couple kinds of mustard. I hate to say it, but ketchup's illegal in my presence. I know that's communist, but I'm not a ketchup guy, so.
Are you from Chicago, Chef?
I am not from Chicago. I don't know why, I just never liked ketchup. I'm the only person I've ever met in my life who doesn't, but I had an old chef that used to call me a communist for not liking ketchup. I guess that's, his idea was it's un-American, so. Well, all right, we got a little beef cooking here. We're on about 3.5 minutes with our first burger. The large one, because that's, what I want to eat first. And then we've got our sliders working.
And when you say all the ingredients aren't necessary, is that just because the product, or is it because your own personal preference? I mean, would you do this with something that you just buy?
It certainly can be a personal preference, but it's hard to explain if you've never had Kobe beef before. I know a lot of people think Kobe beef is this really expensive, exclusive product, and it's very labor intensive to produce. But it doesn't have to be as exclusive as everyone thinks it is. And Imperial Gourmet is really trying to be the first to come out and say, hey, we can do this and you can enjoy it. But again, the benefits are, until you have it, it's really hard to explain the mellow creaminess of the fat. It's different than a fat on a regular steak that you would have. It's different than the fat in a burger you would have. If you're interested in lean health benefits of ground beef, you're actually missing the point of Kobe, because Kobe is high in monounsaturated fats. It's high in omega-3 and omega-6 oils. And these are all things that actually help clean your blood and can help you lose weight as opposed to gain weight. It keeps your arteries cleaner. Everything in your body can work and function a lot better when it gets monounsaturated fats versus saturated fats. So again, you hear the word fat associated with Kobe beef because that's really a lot of the difference is this cleaner, richer, sweeter fat. So I would encourage you to try it so you'll understand what I mean. If you get a 3-pack of burgers here, you go to Fry's, you go to Safeway, you grab your bag, grab your box, we'll just go ahead and try a couple of them and make one of them with ketchup, mustard, and whatever you do, and make one of them plain. And tell me which one you like better. If you have a third that you're not doing anything with, you might also just want to take that burger, set it on a plate and let it rest, and try it by itself and see what you're dealing with to start with. And then as you kind of evolve, you can find some other kind of really complementary flavors. You'll notice a lot of ginger in Japanese cuisine. Well, ginger has a nice sweet saltiness that kind of cuts through rich fats. So it's very complementary. Things that are woody, like shiitake mushrooms, are actually nice accompaniments for Kobe beef because they complement and not overwhelm. So if you normally have like a mushroom Swiss burger, why don't you skip the Swiss and just maybe toss some shiitake mushrooms and a little bit of sesame oil, throw them on the grill for a second, and let that nice charred woodsy flavor complement that fatty flavor really, really well. So all right, first burger is rip-roaring and ready to go. And unfortunately, my grill marks, I was sloppy today with my grill marks. But I know you at home will be all way, way, way better than I was with your grill marks. So again, burger number one, plain and simple. Tell your friends if they insist, they got all their accompaniments right there. But you're gonna try that first one by itself. Now again, medium's a great temperature for these. Get a little bit of that red in the center, just a light pink. That's a way to enjoy a solid burger. So that's a good start. Now we've got friends coming over, we're gonna do some sliders, right? Again, we're giving these just the right amount, 2.5 to 3 minutes per side, a touch smaller. So we're gonna cook them a little bit less. I can smell that fat coming off that. It's really, really sweet. Everybody in here, notice it's not as smoky either.
Yeah.
Okay, those, it's because those fats, again, cleaner, richer, sweeter fats. Much easier for the body to digest.
Sounds like a healthy alternative.
It is. I think every vegetarian should give them a try.
Definitely.
Definitely. Well, good. So again, one of the things that I talked about was a little bit of shiitake mushroom as a complementary dish. So I bought some fresh shiitakes here, and again, that kind of like woodsy, smoky nature of shiitake mushrooms is a great complement to that rich sweetness of the fat. We don't want to play with these too much. We don't want to, we don't want to take the burgers and destroy their flavor. But we can make them fun with some nice toppings here. Again, complementary toppings, ginger. You want pickled things, but not necessarily pickled cucumbers, as much as maybe like pickled ginger. Sometimes a little pickled onion is kind of nice because it enhances the onion's sweetness, which again, that kind of goes with the same idea of the pickled ginger on it. It's just got that nice, sweet, complementary biting flavor to go with the rich fattiness.
So when you're making a cheeseburger, do you recommend adding it on the cheese while it's on the grill or afterwards?
Wow, that's like which came first, the chicken or the egg? It really depends. I have a really good friend who will not eat cheese, like eat cold cheese on something hot. So he has to cook his cheese on top of something forever before he'll actually eat it. It's just kind of up to the individual. I think you could slap a piece of cheese and melt it on top, or you could add it to the bottom of the bun and let the heat from the burger do that. That's kind of up to each individual end user, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So we can take, again, we've got a couple of sliders, friends coming over. These are great. This is a really great way if you keep a box or two of sliders in your freezer and all of a sudden you know that a couple of people coming over to watch the game. Great. Go ahead, throw these on the grill. They'll be ready to go before anybody gets here and you've got yourself built-in appetizers all of a sudden, right?
Nice.
What's better than having finger foods for all your friends? Finger foods seem like they're very labor intensive, but not the case in this particular circumstance, right? All right, so now we got some shiitake mushrooms. Maybe you're not a mushroom person. We'll get ourselves a couple sliders. Look at that. I got my grill marks right on that one. I get back to my good grades. So we can throw a couple of sliders on the plate. Maybe throw a little mushroom on the side and go to town, right?
What kind of mushrooms did you use?
I use shiitake mushrooms.
Shiitake?
Sometimes you can get shiitakes while you're buying these products at Fry's. Sometimes you can get some bunchamaji mushrooms or something else Japanese or Asian in nature. But these are a really, really good start.
Wow.
So good. So now we've got appetizers for all of our friends. I'm going to do the all-important, just plain taste test. I'd be careful not to try this at home because I like my food super hot and my tongue is made of asbestos. But
you've got chef hands and a chef
hands and a chef mouth. So here's the description. Besides the great flavors. I forgot my salt. You guys were supposed to remind me to sprinkle just a teeny bit of sea salt on at the end.
Oh, now you need to retaste.
You know, you're exactly right. Thank you, Jeff.
I think you did that on purpose, Chef, just so you could get another taste.
Besides from the excellent and amazing flavor of this, again, it goes back to the creamy texture. When you see, you know, might be strange, but you notice this isn't a greasy burger. I just took it off the grill. It should be releasing all of its juices. Nope. These things are waiting until you bite in.
Wow.
Again, we've got a bun here that seems soaking up all that flavor. That's what we want. These burgers. Again, we got the nice medium in there, perfect little pink center. This is a premium snack right here. I'm making you all jealous just by doing this.
I know, what the heck?
So here's another great way to do this. Again, we don't want to do too much. You don't want to have 9 toppings on this, but if you want something good, healthy, and fresh, real clean flavors, why not try a little fresh zucchini on top? That'll add a little texture as well, a little crunch. And again, just a nice little refreshing bite. We're not trying to put ketchup, mustard, mayo, relish, onions, sauerkraut, apple chips. They go back to Blair, Nebraska. They raise these beautiful, beautiful Wagyu steers. The breed of Kobe beef is called a Wagyu. So they raise these Wagyus. They take great care with them. I'm sure, just like in Japan, they massage them daily and give them beer. They're very, very well taken care of steers. Happy cows. Happy cows make happy steaks for everybody, right? Happy steaks, happy burgers.
And happy cheese.
And happy cheese. I don't know if they milk Wagyu cows.
Oh, probably
we might have to call on an expert. I know they don't milk steers, that's for sure.
I don't think they call that milk.
So again, we get ourselves down with a really good burger, really good bun, real delicate toppings. Again, just a little sprinkle of salt, maybe a touch of pepper on top. If you feel like you need to, oil your grill, like I said ahead of time, if for some reason you just can't get them to not stick and you haven't been taking care of your grill when you're done, I know when you have your backyard barbecue, you're drinking, you finish the burgers, you don't want to go out and scrub it clean, give it a try anyway. But if for some reason you can't get stuff from stopping to stick, use a little sesame oil. It's probably the best bet. Neutral flavor and handles a little bit higher of a temperature than some of the other oils that you can use. So we just have nice little zucchini toppings here. And again, you're getting your burgers in 3 packs. You just take them apart, slap them on for your friends. And you saw how easy this was for me. It took pretty much exactly the way it estimates, about 3 to 4 minutes per side for a medium grill. Again, if you've got a smoking hot grill, it just has ridiculous hot spots, you can go ahead and use that. Or, if you want to put the top on, I wouldn't suggest it. Again, this doesn't create messy smoke. This creates really fragrant. Your neighbors are going to be jealous and knocking on your door.
These are the party starter burgers?
Party starter, yes, exactly. Everyone will bring their Bud Light and have burgers. So again, you can do maybe a little tomato and arugula. Again, real simple toppings. We don't want to go overwhelming with goopy condiments and crazy stuff. We all like to be healthy, and we're being healthy by eating our Kobe burgers. Remember, monounsaturated fat and saturated fats rather are 2 totally different things. One good for you, one bad for you. Unfortunately, they both use the word fats. So when we're grouping them as normal human beings, we put them in the same category together when really they couldn't be more completely different.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, isn't it? Did you know that, Beth?
I did not know that.
You did not know that.
But I learn something new every time you're on.
Well, I tried my best.
Mono meaning one.
Mono meaning one.
One type of fat versus saturated.
Or something that gives you a sore throat and makes you sleep for a month, which you don't want.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You don't want that either.
Not that. What kind of burgers have you been eating that give you mono?
Is there any type of cheese you wouldn't recommend for a burger?
Honestly, for the Wagyu, I would stay away from it in general, but if you're going to use cheese or you want to do cheese, go with Swiss, go with provolone. 2 relatively mild cheeses that have a little bit of, you don't really think of acid when you think of cheese, but have a little brightness to them, so they go with the cutting of the fat and not adding fat. You want to grab a big block of yellow cheddar. This is going to give you, they're going to be actually contrasting mouthfeels, two different types of fat. It's just going to distract you from the nice sweet flavor of the Kobe. And again, you can buy all these ingredients at your Fry's and Safeway's, kind of one-stop shopping. Grab yourself a box of burgers, grab yourself some buns. Remember, secret to buns, bigger, nice and soft, somewhat firm on the bottom so they don't fall apart. And just let yourself give them a light grill. Again, we're not really using fats on this grill except to keep it clean. We're just having a nice light, I can't stop, guys. Hate to say it. We got a little arugula. We can decorate our burgers in a much, much, much different fashion. Now, if you're using a charcoal grill, oh, Bobby Brady moment there. If you are using a charcoal grill or wood grill, if you're using wood, can I suggest pecan wood? It has a nice slower, lower burning heat and a real mellow smokiness to it that won't overwhelm. If you're using charcoal, keep it away from the actual heat source, maybe off to the side on your grill. You want a little bit of the ambient heat, not the direct heat, because if you get any of that fat dripping, these are really rich burgers. You don't want them to come up and flame out your burgers, because you're going to kind of ruin the sweet, subtle nature of the fat if you smoke them out too much with big, crazy flames. Whoop, just like that. Don't listen to me. At least that time. So that's what you get for pressing on your burger, right? Bad news, bad boy. I know better
Never a dull
than that.
moment.
I'm going to throw a little bit of arugula on the grill too, because arugula is nice. Arugula is bitter. Again, we're not dealing with fats. We're dealing with some other textures. And arugula's got a nice kind of, keeps its crunch. So if you want crunch to it, you don't need to put bacon on top of these. That's counterintuitive. You have plenty of fat, plenty of rich omega-3s. You add bacon on there, you're going to throw lots of saturated fats. Again, and that smoke from that bacon, that saltiness from bacon, we're just going to distract ourselves from a great product. So,
I think arugula was the name of Nico's band, he said.
arugula is the name of Nico's band.
Yeah.
Arugula and sliced tomatoes, right?
Yep.
They played in college towns all over the country.
Too bad they didn't have Imperial Gourmet to serve up some burgers.
You're right, they did not have Imperial Gourmet to serve. As a matter of fact, if you went to college and you get to eat Imperial Gourmet burgers, which you can because you can afford them, this is a not expensive luxury. I said stop it. It's the cook, not the product. Yeah, if you could have these when you were a college kid, you would be stoked. And are you listening, college kids? What I believe, I don't want to give the incorrect price. I believe they're $6.99 or $5.99 for three. $6.99 and $9.99.
Guess it depends where you're shopping.
And whether it's on sale or not.
And sales are always good. College students should always watch for sales.
Again, you can do this on a hot plate in your dorm room probably. And make yourself look like a champ in front of your friends.
There you go.
Again, quality beef comes from quality products, and we've taken a product that was seemed historically have this exclusive nature to it because previously been bound by price in manufacturing processes or lack thereof, as a matter of fact. It's not that cheap to massage a cow every day. But what we've taken is we've taken a great product, we've demystified and taken the super luxury away from it, but we've left the luxurious mouthfeel and luxurious flavor. And a great reminder, once again, I keep saying it, but it's absolutely true. Good for you. How many times do you hear about a burger tasting better and good for you? I think it's a great way to say I'm all in on this one, certainly. So we finally figured out how to get my grill marks back, right? I can show off to my friends, I can keep my day job. And I'm gonna take my great big burger here, set myself up with a little bit of radicchio.
All right, just want to warn everybody, we're going to turn the fan on up top, getting a little smoky, so.
Yeah.
Oop. Yeah, a little bit of sea salt. Again, a little bit of sea salt suggested. A little grind of pepper.
Oh yeah, don't forget the sea salt.
Yes.
Don't forget the sea salt. There we go. Again, great burger. Nice medium, great bun, little radicchio, simple flavors. And I'm gonna make one more version. We're gonna make the protein specialist. I know a lot of people like Nico work out a lot. You can't see him because he's behind the camera, not in front of it, but he's super buff. So he needs a lot of protein, He's healthy protein, monounsaturated fats. So we're gonna make Nico one. And the only thing we can do to increase the protein content in the burger is add a little more protein. So Nico style is gonna get an egg on his.
Nice.
If you're a college kid who's working out a lot, have 2 of them and then put an egg on top. Skip the yolk if you want to stay away from the bad stuff. This is one of my suggested ways to have a burger, especially if you've accidentally consumed alcohol with your meal. Sometimes I know people accidentally do that, is have alcohol. So, you know, if you're having alcohol with a burger and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, just pop one of these, throw it on your hot plate. You can even do this on a George Foreman grill. That's how quick and easy it is, all right? So if you have a George Foreman grill, you have the burger, take it out of the fridge or freezer, pop it in your George Foreman grill, sprinkle your egg with salt. Think about like 4 to 6 minutes, you can have a healthy alternative to a great midnight alcohol-induced snack.
You beat us to the punch. I was actually going to ask you about the George Foreman.
What's that?
You beat us to the punch. I was going to ask you about the George Foreman grill.
I would bet the George Foreman is the cleanest and fastest way to do it because you can heat from both sides.
Oh,
so if it takes 3 minutes per side doing it this way, it probably would just be 3 to 4 minutes total doing it on the George Foreman grill. But again, you have a pack of 3 of them, so try it once a certain way, and the next 2 nights you can do it a different way each time. So we are going to sprinkle our egg. Again, this is more of like a sinful burger for Nico.
What's the trick to the egg?
What's that?
How well do you want to cook the egg before?
However well you like to eat it.
Oh.
It's pretty simple that way.
All
I'm
right.
not gonna preach one over the other. The best tasting food is food cooked the way that you like it. That makes me, that way I don't have to come show you how to cook a burger, although I don't mind, especially if you got good beer.
There you go.
Maybe the winner of this week's Finding a Football in the Kitchen has me come and show them how to cook a burger at their house. Especially if you live in the Bay Area, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest where it's not 120 degrees like it is today here. All right, Nico, this one's for you, buddy. Burger, sunny side up egg. Since I know you're rocking a hangover today, right?
That is amazing.
Oops. There we go. So just to recap, fries, Safeway, Kobe beef, healthy, monounsaturated fats, not saturated fats, all right? Quick and easy to make, look like a genius in front of your friends. And we got 2 sizes. We got big monsters for guys like Nico, and then we have sliders to have a good time with your friends. So you can make a meal or a snack, whichever you're in the mood for. So go ahead, crack a box, relax, and spend 5 minutes making the best snack you can make. Cheers.
Well, thank you to Chef Josh for
You're welcome.
Demonstrating all of those. And special thank you to Imperial Gourmet for providing the burgers today. Can't wait to dig
really
in.
Delicious.
Yeah. So we don't have any recipes posted just yet, but we'll get them up this week so you can get some of these in time for Labor Day. And thanks again, guys, for tuning in.
You're welcome.
Don't forget to get your burgers.
That's a little out of your league, don't you think?
The whole salmon.
You do have a backup plan, though, right? You know, like catering. Do they even like fish?
Make your meals, even the ambitious ones, come out just right.
You're actually enjoying this, aren't you?
The power, finesse, and ease of Wolf cooking instruments
Okay.
leave no room for doubt.
You've changed.